Okay, so I'm back. These have set up, I think, long enough so they won't just slide all over. So what I'm going to do is basically do the same thing I did uh, when I made the holes, the stitching holes for this piece. I'm just going to go in here and go through this other piece of leather till I get to the back. Holes marked. I may just end up pushing all the way through it. There you go. I don't know if you can see it. But that's what I'm going to need to do for all these holes. And I won't bore you with that. So I'm just going to go ahead and go around here on both of them and just punch right through the other piece of leather. So I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so I finally finished punching holes through. Oh, looks like I missed one right there. Let me snag that real quick. Looks like I missed one right there. Alright, so next what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and stitch it to the bracer. I'm going to use what they call a saddle stitch. When you're going to do a saddle stitch, you need to basically figure how much you're going to use and then try to get 4 times that amount off. So I'm just gonna give myself a few yanks here. That should be more than enough. Okay, so some people like to knot their their thread. I used to do that myself, but now I just pull a little extra out and kind of go like that. Maybe I can give it a little twist. It's probably not going to go anywhere. And find the end here. Same deal. Give myself some extra here and just kind of twist it around. And this is probably going to be a pain in the butt pulling through because the holes are so small. I'm going through 2 pieces of leather. So it never hurts to have a pair of pliers hanging around. I got me some needle nose here because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be pulling these needles through. I'm also thinking about using my stitching pony to hold this in place while I stitch it. Let's see, can y'all see that? You have to excuse the mess that you see behind. So basically a stitching pony, if you don't know what it is just something to hold your leather together, help you stitch. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a whirl. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. Just kind of holds it in place for you like that. See. So, okay, so basically what I'm going to do with the saddle stitch, let me turn the light up here so I can see. I'm going to start Right there. Yep, what I tell you, pretty stiff pulling it through. So this is going to be a long, arduous process. Normally I'd be sitting on it. Down here it's got the thing you could sit on, but I want y'all to see this, so it's up here. I'm pretty sure I got way more than enough thread. Okay, so I basically got it pulled halfway through. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go in one side. I'm going to kind of give it a little back and forth to stretch it out a little bit. Oh yeah, this is going to be a pain. I'll pull it through. Then I'm going to come through the other side. Same hole. Pull it through. And just pull it. And then give it a little tug. One stitch. And this is why I like to punch my holes with a hole punch instead of using these small holes, because it's just gonna be murder. Come through the same hole like that. Now you see how I'm tightening this? After a while, the thread is always going to find the shallow points in your skin. And after a while, this is going to start to cut. A lot of people will use a tool and they'll wrap their thread and use that to pull it, so you don't get that burn. Also, about every 4 or 5 stitches, it's good to throw in what they call a lock stitch. I'll show you what that is here. Alright, so I'm going to come through. I'll leave this little hole right here, this little loop. Some people do a lock stitch every single time, some people don't do them at all. But basically what it does is it really, in case the thread breaks, which it never does, it'll keep this stitch locked in place, so you won't have a big old run of stitches coming undone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure my needle goes through that one time, just like that. Make sure that's okay. Yeah, you see how it's underneath it there? So that's actually going to lock that stitch. And I like to do that about every 3 or 4 stitches, so it just really makes the stitching strong. Alright, so let me show you one more. See if I can zoom in right on there. Sorry about the... Yeah, that's about as close as it's going to get. Help find the hole. Go through. on the back side. Go through the same hole. Grab your pliers if you need to. There you go. Alright, there's my stitch line. I'm not going to bore you with the rest of this. I'm going to go ahead and stitch this one up and stitch up the other. And then we'll come back for setting the grommets and wrap this up. Thanks for watching.